Hello guys, today we're going to be talking about Garten of Banban. But first, I'm going to be chugging down a whole vat of uranium. Okay, I'm going to do it. This is not good. Crap. Looks like I'm now a Garten of Banban character. I don't know why I even do this. Everyone else has done this already. Well, I guess it's time to start talking about the game. So, Garten of Banban. The game that little 5-year-olds really love. So, I think the premise of the game isn't actually the worst. I think it's an actually nice idea to have the idea of a kindergarten. A kindergarten is deep, very nostalgia. Every person has gone to a kindergarten or any other daycare once in their life, because they normally had to, and that could actually have some fearful thing, like actually be scary. But I think what happens is, like, they had a good idea, but they executed it horribly. Like, this game does not. This game feels like the Euphoric brothers did a lobotomy on themselves before actually making the game. Like, you can see the gameplay right now. It is not good. It is just, you just like control this drone to click buttons and you collect key cards. This game, in a nutshell, is literally just collectathon the game. That is basically just Garten of Banban in general. It is collectathon the game. The one thing you're going to be doing most in this game is collecting stuff. And this game is super short. Now, it's pretty normal for demo experiences. They're short. They're not meant to take that long. Of course they're not meant to take that long. They're just demo sections. But the problem with Garten of Banban, you see, is that even though it's just a demo section, it's so short. It takes like, if you know what you're doing, it takes like 15 minutes, 12 minutes to beat it. If you know what you're doing, it takes like 12 minutes to beat it. It is not that hard. Like, okay, you might die once, but that's also because of crappy level editing I'll talk about later. I think with Garten of Banban, one of the upside of this game is that it is a interesting atmosphere. Not much is happening. You're just walking around trying to find eggs, and you have seen the bird. She has looked at you, Opila bird. So yeah, you are gonna be a little bit frightened because, you know, Opila bird's looking at you. It's like she's looking straight at you, and you don't really know if she's alive, if she's not, if she's like gonna get you or not, or if it's just a statue and this isn't Opila bird. So there is that. That does make it a little bit more tenseful, but they just do kind of mess it up in the end. Like, it's a nice idea. It's a nice idea, but it just kind of gets, just kind of weighs out eventually. With the one upside, one of the other upsides is that, well, actually there aren't really many upsides. This game is, my problems with it are, it's too short, it's really simplistic, and like, if you compare this to like Poppy Playtime, like, here's the thing. If this was compared to Poppy Playtime would be like something Da Vinci made. Like, it would be a masterpiece compared to this. Now, I'm not saying Poppy Playtime's bad. Poppy Playtime is actually good. But I'm saying that compared to that, this is like hot garbage. This is not that much. It's just a game. It's just a weird game with a forgettable with a not very interesting mechanic. Like, here's the thing. I think what made Poppy Playtime good was that the hand mechanic, the grab hands, they were actually an interesting mechanic because they weren't just like a one trick pony like the drone is. These were actually useful because like if you didn't have them, because like here's the thing, you also use them. You use them for puzzles. They could do electrical stuff. In the first game, all I can really do is do electrical stuff and pull at stuff and grab some stuff. But in the other games, they made their uses even more. Like in the second game, you could basically use them as a swing or a grappling hook. Also through the games they added new hands. In chapter 2, they added the electrical hand, which what it does is that there's these green things, and if you fire your hand at it will go on electricity and you can hit it in another area, but there's a timer, so you have to do it quickly. That was actually a good mechanic, but with this, all you do with the drone is click buttons. That's it. Now, in the other Garten of Banban games, they do actually let you do a little bit more stuff with it, but not really. All you do is you click buttons, and sometimes it does something else, but it's mostly just clicking buttons. Like, that's really the whole drone's purpose. It just clicks buttons, and that gets boring really quickly. Also in Poppy Playtime, they had a good use for the hands. It kind of made sense. It's like, okay, it kind of made sense why you'd have these kinds of hands, because, well, in a factory setting, you would need something that can help conduct electricity. You would need something that can help with, like, grabbing stuff and pulling it. That would be useful, but it would be useful to have that. Now it is a bit weird that you're using a literal kid's toy to do most stuff, and in Poppy Playtime, it's also just better execution. Like when you get the hands, it feels like it opens up a lot of doors. It opens up a lot of things you can do, and over time, you get to do more stuff. It doesn't get boring. Because in Poppy Playtime, at the start of the game, you just got the one hand. You do simple electrical puzzles. You just use it to grab stuff. When you get the blue hand, you just use it to hit little scanners. But then you're struck with a problem. You need a red hand to go to take both scanners in this one section. And you might be wondering, how do you do that? Well, you have to get to the red hand. So, then you get the red hand. Then all these possibilities have come up. You can now do electrical puzzles. You can now scan those both things. And also, they actually are now it's actually useful in the final fight with Huggy Wuggy. Like when he's chasing you, right? When you get to the end, you grab the box and you pull it down, hitting the middle, hitting the catwalk, and it actually basically just hits it down and kills him. That's a useful way to use it, cause also it's not just shoved in front of your face like with Opilabird, right? The button lights up. It tells you, hey, look, shiny button. Maybe you should click on it or something. But with Poppy Playtime, instead, what they do is they don't straight up tell you click button. They give you a subtle hint right? They give you a subtle hint by having all of these plastered little handprints. And then you see those and you go, oh, I think I have to grab onto this and pull it down. With Garten of Banban, it just goes, okay, so with Garten of Banban, it just goes, look, shiny button. Click on it. Click on the shiny button. And nothing else. It's just that. It's nothing special. So, that's kind of what I think. Now, I don't want to say Garten of Banban is a bad game. We don't know how long it took to make it. We don't know if they were on a time crunch. They weren't on a time crunch, probably. But the thing is, like, people, there's this guy, right, who recreated that game, who recreated the whole Garten of Banban. In 1 week, he didn't know how to program. He just totally recreated it. You've probably seen the video. And he recreated the whole game, but it looked like 10 times better. It was a lot more interesting. And the only problem was he couldn't add the drone, which actually made the game a bit better in general. I'm not saying the drone is a bad mechanic, it's a poorly made one. And so yeah, that's what I have to say about Garten of Banban. It's a good game. It's interesting. I can understand how maybe if you're a new developer, it's hard. But these guys weren't even new developers. These guys have made games before. Some could say better games before. So they kind of don't have an excuse. But yeah, so I guess next I'm gonna make a video talking about basically slop, but now I have to pay for it. That'll be great. My rating on Garten of Banban is I'd give it a 3. It's not the worst game, but it could have a lot of improvement, and as I said, these guys have done this before. They don't have the excuse that they're a new programmer. They have made other games, they have made better games. They really just don't have an excuse to make a crappy game like Garten of Banban. Now, I have heard that the other games are better, so I'll give them a chance. But in general, I don't really think Garten of Banban is exactly the best game. So, yeah, as I said, 3 out of 10. That's what I think of the game. Also, the video I talked about will be in the description.